Well, welcome back everybody to Motorsport Manager. Just 2 races to go now then. Milan and the Black Sea again. A lot of tracks reused in this calendar. It's a bit lazy, really, but hey ho. So, yeah, I think I've come to the decision now that we need to stop development, get some money in the bank. Along with the prize money, I want to hopefully make some HQ upgrades, maybe, depending on how much prize money we get. Obviously we'll make that decision next season. I want as much money as possible. Obviously we have that money set aside for next year for the car, but it'd be nice to have a positive bank balance at the end of the year, just for my sake, really. I never like to be in the negative in any kind of management game, even if it doesn't really punish you at all. But let's get going and get what we need to get done before the Milan Grand Prix. Another interview. Are they going to get it wrong again? Testing weekend for Dreyfus. She had a pretty good weekend, to be honest. I just have to keep taking the blame. Marchetta did struggle, I would agree with that. I'm sure he'll bounce back. There's no point, even if we're getting rid of him, there's no point really having a go at him, because as you see there, it increased our marketability, our driver morale and the chairman. So why would you ever criticise anybody? I don't really see what use it is, unless you want to really RP it, but hey ho. Simone Santori. Simone's one of the weakest drivers within the European Racing Series. Anyway, if you want no more information, she's thoroughly fed up that she's had to even bother scouting that driver. That strengths and weaknesses, no, I'm not even going to bother. Okay, we may as well scout a few more drivers, I suppose. Who else have we got in this series? You know, what would be telling, I suppose, would be to see who's actually leading the championship. Bearchamp, Jar, Sabedo and John Stottier. I think we've already scouted Sabedo and John Stottier, so Jar and Bearchamp. Sorry if I'm completely murdering those names, or Bearchamp, Bearchamp, whatever. He's 41. Good grief. Why would you still be... This is essentially Formula 3. Why would you be 41 and still driving in Formula 3? Anyway, they're both pretty old. Experienced pairs of hands, though. And of course, we need the best drivers possible, and we may only need them for a season or two. But Jar is contracted for another year, not really an option. We may as well scout Bearchamp and just see. We'll scout Gerard and Katie Linares. Why not? She looks pretty bad, but you never know. I also wanted to see how much we're actually paying our drivers. 344,000, 300,000. So they're pretty high in comparison. If we take a look again at some of the higher drivers, 400, so 800,000. They're about mid-tier then. So, who was our option? I can't remember now. Sabedo is an option, I suppose. Not going to improve much though. I think it's John Stottier. Yeah, John Stottier was our preferable driver. 408,000, not too much. We just got to hope that we can get him under contract towards the end of the year. Let's switch over to the car. I think we're still working. Yeah, so there's a new suspension which is practically done. We're improving parts. We've got to continue. Suspension built. We're not gonna work on anything else. I think that's gonna be it now. We'll leave it at that. So let's progress a bit. Suspension's finished. Yes. Mechanics complaining. I've heard a few rumblings from some of the mechanics that they're not very happy working in the factory. They do have quite long hours. What should I tell them? What's the relationship at the moment? Staff is pretty good. Alex Jarvis's could be improved. don't really want to damage them. You know what? I'm a kind man when I want to be. I'll do this once. If they ask for it again, they're out the door. Okay? We'll give them the bonus. That's a big ass bonus. Considering it, technically there's 2 of them. And they're getting 250, $250,000 each for complaining. Is there not another option, like have a weekend away in the south of France or something? Apparently not. Car repair finished. Let's have a look at what the improvements are doing then. So improving the reliability of the gearbox. Yep, we definitely still need to do that. We're not improving the performance of anything at the moment. The brakes could be improved a bit. Good. 153. Yeah, we've definitely improved the performance of one of the gearboxes. And suspension. I think we want to switch reliability to that. 30%, but it's a great part. Let's why can't we? Oh, because I've got to get rid of one. That definitely needs some work, that suspension. What else are we working on? The gearbox 64. Yeah, we'll get rid of that for the moment. Bring this suspension part up. And performance on that gearbox then. 5.5, 13 days, 43 days after race. Switch it the other day, 18 days after race. When is the next race after? 1st December, so it's nearly a month. Yeah, so we got to switch it a bit then. 25 days after race, we can't really go past that. 34 days. 21, 35. I mean, it will improve the reliability anyway. That's when they get to 100%. So, I think we'll do 4.6. We'll give a bit of emphasis towards reliability. Something I also read, I'm not sure, I need to double check on it. I think I read that or I saw on someone else's Let's Play, that you carry forward your best part, just one of them, to the season forward, and that starts as the baseline for the next season. But the reliability doesn't matter, it's just the base performance. So it's worth getting the parts as high as possible before the end of the season, but I don't know that for certain. We might leave that for the final race of the season before we make that decision, after I get a bit more information. So let's continue. Relationship counsellor. I wonder what that is. Sponsors, slot 5, sick or above. Yep, I mean we only get one option. So that's 6 or above. 2nd, 16th. Ooh, so our new sponsor is going to be a bit more demanding. We have been using the sponsor previously in that slot, which wanted 9th or above, which was definitely achievable every race. 6th is going to be tough, but upfront payment, upfront fixed payment. Is that the only performance slot? Oh no, 2nd or above, 16th. Okay. So 75,000. Yeah, I mean it's worth taking the risk, isn't it? Going for that. Well, we'll decide before practice anyway. GMA to vote on longer qualifying sessions. I mean, there's no qualifying sessions at all at the moment, so does that actually affect us? I guess we'll find out. What's the next vote coming up? Does it give us a bit more information? Yeah, that's what I read before. Qualifying sessions last 0 minutes. So it's an absolutely pointless vote. What's the point in that? Surely you should vote to have qualifying. How can you have a longer qualifying if qualifying doesn't exist? Bonkers. Whatever. That's a little bit broken. Well, I'm not going to vote on this, am I? What's the point? Increase qualifying session from 0 to 0. Do what you like. Yeah, everyone's going to abstain, aren't they? Oh no, someone's voted for and against. against 4 times 2 rejected. Okay, so qualifyings will remain 0 minutes instead of being increased to 0 minutes. Wonderful. Glad we had that intriguing bit of politics there. Really added depth to the game. I was on the edge of my seat to find out if there was going to be absolutely no change at all to qualifying. It's below average driver. It's probably not worth staking a huge amount on his potential for improvement, as he's operating near the limits of his driving ability. Best skill is cornering, but he struggles with his braking. So it's probably just the car that's dragging him along then. He's not really one of the best drivers in the field, which is that age-old thing in motorsport. You're only as good as your car, generally. Although, in actual fact, in Formula 3 and Formula 2, the cars are identical. So it is all down to the driver, generally. So, again, incredibly realistic. But I feel I criticise this game too much. I really love it, and I'm so glad we've got a proper motorsport game, strategy game, back in the mainstream, and it's done super well on Steam, which I'm really happy about. It's just a few finicky details that the casual fan wouldn't pick up on. Jean-Pierre is not one of the best drivers in the European Racing Series. His potential is good though, and given the chance to improve, he could certainly become one of the better drivers in the championship. Okay, possible. He's a possibility. We've got a couple of slots left. We've got enough drivers, I think. Okay, and to practice them. Sponsors select. Last 3 races. Is that new? Or did I just never bother to read it? Probably never bother to read it. We might as well go with Acus. We might get 6th or above. Going for 16th or above to get 75,000, 150,000 for both cars, I'm presuming. Oh no, I don't think it's both cars, actually, is it? It's not worth it. We might as well risk getting 6th. We've had a few 6ths this season, or higher, so it's definitely possible. Right, let's set up the cars. Brakes. Dreyfus, yep, still got the better brakes. We're going to be using pretty much the same parts, apart from maybe that suspension part. Give him much. Let's be honest, I'm going to give Dreyfus the better parts now. I just am. She's definitely staying, so. And suspension. That's a big improvement. So the reliability's been brought up to 59%. Still not brilliant, but much better than it was. Do we go for the slightly more reliable or the slightly better performance? I think we go for slightly better reliability for Marchesa. Don't want any problems this late in the season. He's incredibly unhappy, but sorry, just the way it is. Favoritism has completely taken over. Not even going to try and cover it up. Okay, so lovely dry practice session. I'm hoping that it's going to be a dry race as well, but not really something to concentrate on at the moment. Let's get the base setup dialed in. Okay, let's go for higher downforce. Let's go for a bit of understeer. This is effectively Monza, Milan, so we're going to go very long towards top speed. And see how that works out. Soft tyres, perfect. And Dreyfus wants very low downforce. Thinking about it, I probably should have gone low downforce for Marchesa, but we can make that adjustment if we need to, of course. She wants acceleration. Seemed very strange to me. Doesn't really make any difference at all. Short gear ratios. Well, let's go for that. I can't believe you would want good acceleration for here. Got to be top speed. If that's what she wants, that's what she'll get. We'll soon find out if it's the right strategy. Okay, let's get practice underway then, shall we? Okay, let's send them both out. Have to confirm everything again for some reason. Fast forward. and bring them in. Right, we definitely, I think, by the end of the season, 6th is going to be the minimum. I'd like to keep Dreyfus in that 7th place as well. That'd be good. I don't know if we're getting prize money for the Drivers' Championship as well as the Constructors. I would imagine just the Constructors. And obviously it's the Drivers' accolade for their finishing position. It'd be nice for Marchetta to get a good run before he departs the team. I think he's going to depart the team. I mean, I might not be able to get a suitable driver yet. We don't know. 50%. Good start. Okay, downforce is very poor. Handling is good, so we want to keep that roughly the same. Let's go back this way on downforce. Speed balance. We'll go for the acceleration then. Suspension. It's all about that tweaking now again. There we go. Yeah, I haven't really changed the speed balance at all there. I was matching the wrong one. Yeah, let's go that way and we'll know whether it's the right way or not. Tyres obviously still okay. Right, out she goes again. Marchetta, even more unhappy with his setup. Made a cracking start to practice here, although 58. You never know, do you? That's apparently a better setup. Okay, let's go more towards low downforce. More towards oversteer. More towards acceleration. Let's try that. Out they go. Eventually. Yeah, it'd be good. We just want to obviously consolidate that 6th place. That's where we need to finish as our objective. It'd be nice if we could get 5th, but it's going to need some pretty special results. So holding on to that 6th is going to be priority number 1. And as I say, it'd be good for Marchetta to get a good race before the end of the season. We're not really giving him much chance, in fairness. Oh, we've left Marchetta out for another lap. Oops. Because we're giving him much worse parts, but hey ho. 62, small improvement. Good. Right, so that's definitely going in the right direction. Let's try the downforce in the middle of that. Handling, let's go a bit towards understeer. Where did we go towards acceleration? So probably want top speed. Yeah, let's try that. We've got to wait for Marchetta to go around again. Forgot to bring him in. Good job. We're never really giving him any chance at all, are we? He's always the one we make mistakes with. We're giving him now the worst parts humanly possible. I'm surprised he hasn't said he wants to leave the team by now, to be honest. That looks like a good improvement. 80%, lovely. Right, poor. Okay, good. Right, let's make some small changes. Which way did we go? We went towards low. Let's go a bit further towards low then. Handling. Went a bit towards oversteer. Let's try a bit more oversteer. And let's maybe try in the middle of acceleration and top speed. That seems good to me. Out you go, buddy. Dreyfus about to come back in. Definitely not making as much progress with the setups as we normally do, but it can just click, of course. Let's see what Dreyfus says. 76, still improving. Downforce is back down to poor. That's actually the best speed balance we've had, and obviously a great handling. So, what have we done wrong? I wish you could just overlay these easily enough. So we started off very towards low, then went towards high, and now we've gone back towards low, and it's gone back down to poor. So, higher downforce. Quite a bit more. Handling's obviously pretty great. Acceleration. I reckon more top speed then. A bit more top speed. Make a slight tweak in the handling just in case. You can always revert it. Actually no, we'll keep the handling the same. We're making quite a lot of other changes. Those tyres are still good. Send him back out. And Marchesa coming in this time around. Still chance for maybe another 2 changes for Marchesa, probably 1 more for Dreyfus. Don't forget to bring her in. That little chicane they put in there. I wonder if that's to slow the cars down or just to say, oh no, it's not Monza, honestly. Nothing like it. It's got a big chicane in it. 82, not really the improvement we were looking for. Good, great. But we've gone backwards on the downforce, so what have we done wrong? So maybe a bit more towards high. Keep the speed balance roughly the same. Maybe a bit towards... Oh no, we want to keep the handling the same. We'll try a bit more top speed. Okay. Out you go, buddy. Still no rain, no. Pretty cold conditions, but no rain, which is ideal for me. How are we doing? 89, big jump. Still only okay with the downforce. Can't work out what we're doing wrong here. So that was very low. That was almost in the middle. That was a bit further that way. That was a bit further that way. I reckon we still need more then. A bit more downforce. I'm going to keep that handling and the speed balance as close as we can get it. Oh, we've got this up a little bit. Why does this move at like 5% at a time? It's about as good as we're going to get. They need a little adjustment anyway, so we'll see if that works. Yeah, so we should get Marchesa out for 1 more run. That will probably be Dreyfus's last run. Neither car in the 90s yet, which is a bit of a shame. Perez setup is way better. Marchesa seems pretty happy with this one. Looks better. How much better is it? 2%. Oh, good job. We're really moving in very small margins here, aren't we? Okay, poor, great, good. You know what, I'm gonna completely guess for this one. Let's make some weird small changes and just see if it works, shall we? Excuse me. We might get Dreyfus out for 1 more actually, which will be pretty useful. Have we improved? Are we into the 90s? Yes, 93. Good job. Right. Good, great. That's gone backwards. Has that changed? That hasn't changed at all, though. Maybe it's changed a little bit. Maybe a little bit back towards oversteer. Give it a go. Why not? 93 I'm happy with, so if we make it better or worse, it's not really a problem. We've been very lucky the last few laps, obviously. Last few practice sessions. Getting right up to about 98% last time out with 1 car. We'll be happy when it's longer practice sessions. It'll be a bit more relaxing trying to work out. That looks like an improvement from our chest to that crazy setup. But we shall find out in the race then. No lap time set by our team. we're really taking practice seriously, just one lap runs. Trying to optimise it in the 12 minutes we have. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Tune in next time, which will be on Tuesday for the Milan Grand Prix. Hopefully it's dry. Hopefully we can have a good result, get some more decent points and help secure that 6th place in the championship. If you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button. Lets me know that you're enjoying the series. If you've got any help or advice for next season, what I should be looking to do, how far realistically I should be able to go forward, then let me know in the comments. That'd be great. And if you're new to the channel, you could always hit that subscribe button. It'd mean the world and mean that you're kept up to date with when the next in the series is out. So thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you again very soon.
These battles have often been contained on single racetracks. Now it's going global. The chosen chariot for this is the Red Bull 2016. Brilliant in the bends, but often hampered by its Renault engine. Lacking power on the...
Sorry? What do you mean? They make watches. Oh, okay.
Can they make up for the deficit on the straights with their Tag Heuer engine?
Sauber, a team that often I get confused as to whether they have overachieved or underachieved. A team of humble beginnings, founded by Peter Sauber in the 1970s. He would eventually work his way up the ladder to win back-to-back Le Mans races in 1988 and 1999 with the incredible Sauber Mercedes C9, a car that was relatively unchanged between the 2 years, such was its dominance. It was then that Peter Sauber decided to take a foray into Formula 1.